ranking every James Gunn movie and TV show from worst to best after watching Superman. And I'm not gonna lie, James Gunn might be the most consistently great comic book filmmaker we have out there, so pretty much everything on this list is an absolute banger besides last place, which is Super, which is actually his second movie ever. It's just one of those incredibly stupid comedies. Now, yes, it is stupid on purpose, and there are some really funny moments. It just follows Rainn Wilson, who's Dwight from The Office, if you don't know. Pretty much this dude's wife just leaves him, and he's like, oh no, she got kidnapped, I need to go save her. So he just dresses up and literally starts committing crimes by beating up people on the street to be a superhero. At number 8, we're already to really good stuff. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Again, this is only like 40 minutes long. It is really funny. I love the comedy we get between Drax and Mantis in this, and bringing back Kevin Bacon from when they talked about him in the earlier Guardians films was really funny. It's just hard to put this over any of his full-length movies or TV shows. Now at number 7, this might be crazy, I have Peacemaker. Now listen, like I said, James Gunn has only made bangers. This is still a very good and funny TV show for the most part. The only reason it's lower than his other projects on this list is because for every very funny and smartly written joke in this TV show, and trust me, there are lots of them, it feels like there's also a joke that feels like it's written by some edgy 13-year-old that just feels like, yeah, maybe if I was like 10 years younger, I'd find this really hilarious, but there's a lot of jokes that were just kind of eye-rolly to me. Overall, this is still a very fun TV show. The entire cast is very good, and obviously a great performance from John Cena here. Number 6, I'm going with his other TV show, Creature Commandos. Now, James Gunn actually doesn't direct any of these episodes, but he did write this. This is definitely a James Gunn project. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when they first announced that Creature Commandos, that just looked like a Suicide Squad ripoff, was gonna officially be the first project in the new DCU with this random animated show, I was like, what on earth is DC doing? This is such a weird way to start your universe. And I still kind of stand by that, because I still think it's weird that this came out before Superman, but this show was actually a pleasant surprise. I think all these characters are really unique, super well fleshed out. I like how every episode focuses on a different one of their backstories. I also absolutely love the animation style. I think it looks really great, honestly, and it was just a great way to introduce us to the weirder elements of this new DC universe and all the different types of characters in it. At number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't know why I used to be a hater of this movie. I thought it was just so mediocre and like only a few of the jokes landed, but on my last rewatch, I really appreciated this and think it's actually way closer to Guardians 1 and 3 than a lot of people give it credit for. Like, this movie has those more emotional moments that you want, like Yondu's great sacrifice and death that he has at the end of the movie is still one of my favorite MCU scenes. It is still a legitimately funny film, and I think it's fair to say this might be the best looking of the 3 Guardians films visually. It's such a colorful film. And of course, with all the Guardians movies, the soundtrack is just as good as always. You got like Mr. Blue Sky in here, Lakeshore Drive, The Chain at that final moment between Peter and his father. Just a great film. At number 4 is the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's first DC project he ever made, and he absolutely cooked with this. So much better than the 2016 Suicide Squad, but that doesn't even need to be said. That's just a given. And James Gunn is super comfortable working in that R-rated space. When he does not have to hold back on the violence and the comedy, he can fully let loose, and this film benefits from all of it. I absolutely love this cast of characters we got here. I'm really curious if James Gunn's going to keep Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn in the new DCU, since we obviously know that John Cena is still coming back as Peacemaker. It's a really entertaining movie. It's impossible to be bored watching this thing for any given second, because like I said, every single character is just super entertaining and funny. Also has some really nice emotional moments too, kind of with Ratcatcher and everything there at the end. Now, before I get to the top 3, drop a like on the video and let me know in the comments your ranking of your favorite James Gunn movies. You can just do your top 3 or an entire list if you want. At number 3, I have the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which is honestly super close to being my number 1, but I have one problem with this film that kind of holds it back, but I'll get to that in a second, because other than that one problem, this movie is absolutely amazing from start to finish. I love seeing all these characters assemble in this team for the very first time. James Gunn obviously knows how to work with these misfit teams. Same great soundtrack, iconic moments like the prison break scene. I absolutely love that. The dance off at the end is amazing. My big problem with this movie that holds it out of the top 2 is honestly Ronan, the main villain of the film, because I think he's legitimately a pretty bad villain. Like, he doesn't work as a more stoic or intimidating presence in the film. When they try to get a little bit goofier or have some jokes around him too, I also don't think that work. I think he really just holds this movie back, but it's still obviously a very great film. At number 2, I have James Gunn's newest movie, Superman. This just captures everything that I want a Superman movie to be. It's funny, it's lighthearted, it has the emotional beats that you need. David Cornsweet is absolutely perfect for the casting of Clark Kent and Superman. He is literally perfect in every scene he's in this film. But honestly, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor might be even better as a casting. He is so cartoonishly great in this movie. The level of hating is crazy, but at the same time, while he is playing it so over the top, it's kind of realistic realistic to things that real life tech billionaires are and wanting to do in this world. But what really makes this movie fully click for me is that this movie's not afraid to lean into all the just crazy, fantastical, and sci-fi elements of the Superman character and mythos. Like, we are just going all in this first movie. We're not holding back. There's so much just weirdness in this film. It looks great. The action scenes are a ton of fun. The entire cast of characters from Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen to the Justice Gang, they're all having such a blast in this movie, and really just a great start to the new DCU. But I'm not ready to say it's better than his #1 film for me, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I do think this is still James Gunn's magnum opus because it perfectly balances the most emotional moments and topics he's ever covered in a movie before, with still being one of the funniest films he's ever made. So many just iconic scenes and fights in this movie. The High Evolutionary is a perfect villain, just a great film overall. I have a lot more to say about Superman, so if you want to see my full-length review, it's almost 10 minutes long, click the video above my head right now, and thank you for watching.